Hello and welcome back to CCEX. We are on day 4 and it's starting to look like it's going to be a really interesting day for us today.
Nonetheless, I am Hot20, your host for this particular tournament, and we're going to go ahead and dive into some of our EX contracts that we have provided for this particular day. Now, day 4 will be taking place at Abandoned Factory. CC Blade's permamap, now turned to Cinder's daily rotational maps, is going to be an interesting one to go through. As you guys all know, we have an interesting early game, but Faust is the major problem to worry about in this particular map, as we have to play a little bit of a counter game and avoid his very lethal bolts. Now, with all that said and done, let's go ahead and take a look at today's EX contract modifiers. Now, the first one is a very familiar one, Last Line of Defense. HP seals have been reduced to 1. Now, on a normal run of Abandoned Factory, you have 2 HP seals. What this basically does is it allows you to get a little bit of comfort room in the fact that you can allow one enemy to make it through your defenses. With Last Line of Defense, you don't get that. You don't get that luxury. So make sure your defenses are up to par and that you have a very solid DPS team to take out anything that may be a major threat to you. Next up is another one of our new contracts, Hands-on Experience. Auto skills cannot be utilized. So this is the opposite of AFK mode, where that one pretty much banned the use of manual skills. It is going to be paying attention to whether or not the characters are using an auto skill. What this basically says is characters that have auto skills cannot be deployed or even used in your party. It's not like manual where you can leave them out and just use them for the operator that they are. You don't get that lucky with this one. So that does bring an added twist to it. If you are a manual player though, as in most of the characters you use all have some kind of a manual ability to them, then by all means this is going to be a pretty decently easy challenge for you. Last but not least is Fog of War. Operators can only be placed on vents. We do have one exception, and as you can see there, it is summons, and drones ignore this particular rule. So you can place down any summon, anywhere on the map, any drone on the map, it's perfectly fine where it is. These type of things can be from Mayors, Meebles, all the way up to Phantom. This is going to be a very interesting one, mostly because in a way it does a lot of things. The first being how restrictive it is. There are 10 spaces on this map. It's 10, and 2 of them are ranged. So you're really going to have to prioritize what kind of characters you have deployed on the field at a given time, and whether or not you win is going to depend on if you have the right operators for your particular strategy deployed and on those tiles. Another very vital thing to point out here is Faust is going to be moving. If every single operator is on a vent, he's got no one to target, which means he's just going to take a nice walk, which means you have to be set up a lot faster than most particular people are going to be thinking. So, I hope you are prepared for this particular contract because it is going to be a real challenge. Now, I do have one final contract for this particular event, even though technically this one goes on throughout the entire time, so that's that kind of situation. However, this one is called the One and Only. For those of you that know what this kind of thing is, it's going to be a one-op relay challenge. Definitely can be quite the menacing one to even think about for sure. For those that are not entirely sure of what a one-op relay challenge is, imagine that at any point in time on the map, you can only have one operator deployed at that time. So if you do attempt this one, best of luck. It is going to be a serious challenge to really do. And that brings us to today's particular modifiers. Hope you guys found this informational, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comments below, and we will try to answer them where we can. Anyway, I wish you guys all the best of luck on your permamap runs, as well as your daily runs. And if you do manage to actually get it clear with these particular challenges, feel free to send a screenshot or to upload a video and send us a link. If you are curious as to how you could particularly do that, I do have a Discord link and a Twitter link in the description below that you can definitely check out. Both of those are pretty active and you can reach me relatively quickly just by responding to me in there. So if you feel like sharing anything that you have done for this particular day, feel free to. Anyway, that is going to be all for now. This is Hot20 signing out, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for day 5.